save it anymore. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna edit this out. Note to self, edit this out. Alright, so I have my references. So next you would want to skip a line and type import. So import, import, java.util.random. So the R of random has to be completely capitalized, and you want to put a semicolon after that. I'm not very sure why you have to capitalize it, but that's just how the code works. If you don't, it's just gonna get all freaky, and it's just not gonna work. Alright, so after you type in the import java.util.random, you want to go to the next line and add... No, you want to skip that line, and you want to add on the fifth line, just to be exact, public mod sapphire block, and you want to put 2 parentheses just right next to each other, and then afterwards you want to go down a line and you want to add a curly bracket. Whoops, I actually meant to say, sorry, fix my mistakes. Public class mod sapphire block extends base mod. So it's extending into the base mod. So afterwards, I'm gonna leave the curly bracket because the curly bracket's supposed to belong there. You want to move on to the next line, add an indent, and you want to put public mod sapphire block and the 2 parentheses. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Then you want to move on to the next line, indent, add a curly bracket, go down, this time indent twice, and this is where we start making the block a real block, just registering it. So you want to put in mod loader dot register block, and you want to put parentheses, space, sapphire ore, and close the parentheses, and add a semicolon. Move on to the next line, put in the same place right underneath the modloader.register block, add another modloader, but this time we're going to change the name. So it's going to be @.add name. Make sure the A and the N are capitalized. Make parentheses, and space, sapphire ore will be known with... Oh, sorry. You're supposed to add a quote here and put in sapphire ore, but this time make it capitals. This is right here is just adding the name. This time this is adding the real name. So it's like whenever you're coding, don't use the real name, use the name you already gave it, the registered name. And yeah, moving on. So right underneath it, this time we're going to do something different. It's going to be sapphire ore dot block, and make sure the B is not capitalized. Capital I, index, capital I again, in, and capital T for texture. Space is equal to another space, mod loader. Make sure the M and the L are both capitalized. Dot add, the A is not capitalized. Override. So the override has a capital O, and this is used just to so the program will not find the picture for the mod inside the terrain file. So space, quote, slash, always add the slash no matter what, terrain dot png, and end quote, comma, space, and then you're gonna put in where you want the computer to find your texture. So for testing purposes only, this is where it gets kind of weird. So it's like you're always supposed to add a slash, but for some reason when you finish your mod and add it into the real Minecraft, it cannot find your file. For example, if you put it inside /John, you're not going to be able to find it. The Minecraft's not be able to find it. So just forget about the slash on the second quotes. So just put in, for example, sapphire ore.png and end quote and bracket. Okay, moving on. So delete the one indent and add a closed curly bracket. You want a space and go down to just put a space between those lines. Then you want to write in public string version and 2 brackets, no space between the version and the brackets. And you want to put a curly bracket right here, and then indent twice, and put return and 2 quotes. So inside here will be what version your Minecraft is currently on. So if it was on 1.5_01, then I would put 1.5_01. But currently it's on 1.7.3, so put it as 1.7.3. Then you end the bracket on the same line. Move down to the next line and put in public static final block sapphire ore and put a semicolon there. Oh, and I forgot, after the .png files you gotta put a semicolon after the bracket. So space down a few more lines, go back up and just put a space between the public static final and write in static. Then move down again, right under static, you want to put a bracket, curly bracket to be exact, and then you want to indent, and then this time you're going to write the code of how the block is going to act, like its resistance against TNT and its hardness. So we're going to write sapphire ore is equal to new space block, block, parentheses, 120. The 120 is supposed to signify what number it's going to be, like what block ID it's going to be like. For like example, stone is block ID 1, and yeah, this is going to be block ID 120, and then you want to put comma, space 0, because it's the second numbers for on the terrain.png, it's not going to be on there, so you're supposed to put it from 0, so it won't look there. And then material.rock, because the ore is made out of rock. So after that, just put dot set hardness to about 1.1 and add a capital F afterwards, and then close the bracket. So this just signifies how hard the rock is. So this 1.1 should be as hard as around regular ores, like for example iron or coal, like how fast they mine. Then afterwards you want to put dot set, same thing, resistance, whoops, I'm going to click something, dot set resistance, and this one's just for TNT resistance, so we're just going to put 10F, remember the F is capital. Then you want to put dot set, stupid Apple software, sorry, dot set step sound. This is what it's going to sound like whenever you step on it. So parentheses, block, make sure that the B is capitalized, dot sound stone footstep. So the S and the F of stone and footstep are capitalized. And then you want to in bracket, then you want to do dot set block name. Okay, now this is the weird part. This dot set block name will not set the real block name, so you just want to use the register block name, the sapphire ore that's not capitalized and there's no spaces. You want to use this one. Don't use this one, the add name, because it's not going to recognize it and it's going to show up as an error. So you want to set block name as sapphire ore, and you want to make sure you put 2 quotes in there, then end bracket, and then put a semicolon afterwards. Then you want to space down. Whoa, what happened? Yeah, you want to space down, and then you want to end the whole procedure with ending curly bracket. Right, that wasn't that bad. So it's only about 24 lines. That wasn't too bad. So now we're gonna save, and I'm gonna open up the MCP, and then we're gonna decompile. Yeah, we're gonna decompile. Oh, my bad, my bad, I'm sorry. And then we're gonna recompile. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna recompile. Just hoping there's no errors. Oh, they found one error. So like for example, I'm gonna teach you what happens when there's these kind of errors. So when it says that this semicolon is expected, you just go back to what phrase it is, return 1.7.3. So it's saying that I don't have a semicolon here, so I just add a semicolon. So that should be fixed. And the second one, right here, it says reached end of file while parsing, which means I made a mistake with the curly brackets. So I will go back and see what I have done wrong. I will pause the video here and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Yeah, I figured out what the mistake was. It's just that I did not put an ending curly bracket right here after the sapphire ore stuff. So just make sure you put the curly bracket on the same line as the static curly bracket right underneath it. Alright, so we're gonna save. Ignore this. We're gonna exit out of this, and then we're going to we're going to recompile again and hope there's no errors. I'm just hoping there's no errors. Alright, cross my fingers. Alright, there's no errors. Alright, so it's recompiling. So ignore the server because it's never going to do anything with the server. So now we're going to go. Alright, so after recompiling, you should have this. So if this doesn't look exactly like this, or if you have any errors, just leave it in the comments. This video is extending a long time. Next episode, I will teach you how to make a texture, and I will teach you how to make this ore generate naturally. And I'll also add a recipe of how to make, like, for example, sapphire block. Yeah, alright. Hope you like this tutorial, and I will see you next time.